Welcome back, everyone. This is Aluminum Tower. Thanks so much for joining today. We are going to now move on to the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising for the month of February 2026, the month of love. So we're going to speak a little bit about what's going to take place in your love life. Some things may be good, some things may be not so good, but we're just going to call it straight as we see it and go from there. And that's going to, I guess, kick things off. And another way to kick things off is we can actually talk about the order of the day. If you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell, leave a comment below in the messages, in the comment box below. And then if you'd like to leave a monetary contribution, feel free to do that at the PayPal link in the description box below as well. So, since we are now entering the age of Aquarius, one thing that I do want to note about, well, sorry, not the age of Aquarius, since we're entering the season of Aquarius or the sign of Aquarius. We are in the age of Aquarius too, but a bit more succinctly, we can talk a little bit about what's taking place there. So I believe we just had a large full moon. That full moon has just recently passed, and it was in Leo, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but you can look it up. And what this is talking about is like massive emotions that we've had to deal with, especially when it comes to the era and the, I guess, the realm of love. And for many people, we'll probably be feeling that as we go along. And it's going to be quite intense emotions during this period, especially as we move into the year of the fire horse. If I'm not mistaken, astrologers see that there's about 5 planets in the house of Aquarius right now, so it's a bit of a crowded house, and there's a lot of disruptive changes taking place across the scope, which I think are going to be quite good to kind of kick people out of the absolute slog that was last year, the year of the snake, which if you haven't been living under a rock or under a tombstone, basically, which has been the case for many people in the year of the snake, there have been a lot of deaths, a lot of fucking deaths. The universe has just shed the skin of all the people living on planet Earth, and a lot of people have gone with that skin. So, rest in peace to all those people who have lost their lives. And additionally, it's just been a bit of an absolute drag on people's emotions, grating to the point where people, just kind of want to hide away until springtime comes. But with the year of the fire horse, we're going to actually see a lot of good stuff come in. We're going to see a lot of people, start to enjoy life a bit more. We're going to see them also look into, prospective adventures that they like to take in the near future. So that's going to help out quite a bit. And for me personally, I love the year of the fire horse. I think it's going to be quite adventurous for myself. A lot of new beginnings and new starts, especially that being the fire element. And we can actually look to see, what kind of things you expect. So if you would like to, feel free to leave that in the comment box below. So that said, we're going to get straight into the reading. So this is the reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising. I have shuffled the cards, laid out the oracles, and here's your first message. So we have actually the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, and this is clarified by the 4 of Pentacles. So this doesn't really look like a year in which, or like a period in which you're actually going to want to open up to love. Maybe you do, but maybe it seems like there are more pressing matters like your finances. So when you have the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 4 of Pentacles, this is a very, very guarded person. And this is a person who does not want to work on the arena of love. They don't want to open their emotions. They're actually holding themselves back. And they're holding themselves, back by keeping their material resources close to their chest. So they may be focused and prioritizing a lot more of the material realm, their finances, their stability, things of that nature, instead of, using all of that to go out and go on dates and stuff. The reason why I say that, in the recent past, you had the Hermit card, card number 9. This is your opposite, which talks a lot about the material realm, the hidden realm of the material, the atomic, breakdown of what the physical realm is. And then that is clarified by the King of Pentacles. So in the recent past, you may have gone inwards and tried to say, I'm going to hide myself away from the world. I'm going to go in. I'm going to try to just focus on things that are going to be of a practical nature and try to master this, because this is a king of pentacles and not simply just a knight or a page or anything. It's not like you're getting things started. You want to get things to their cumulative head, in which you can say, okay, I've got enough money saved up, paid off these debts, I've done all these other things, and I just want to be at peace and enjoy the fruits of my labor, be a very sensual individual by yourself. So then what happens, it seems to me like as you go into the present, you say, okay, I'm going to peek my head outside the parapet and see exactly what's going on with the dating realm. And unfortunately, it's not always the best thing. So you have the Magician in the reverse. And with this talks about not having the confidence to actually manifest someone that's going to be a suitable match for you. Additionally, it may not be the right time. You may not have the right resources to do it as well. The market itself, the dating market, the dating scene might be absolute shit. So you may not be able to find any good partners as well because of the strife that is accumulated, for this particular period in time. You may find that people are very edgy. They're very, they ghost a lot. They're focused on their own ego. They're competitive. They constantly want you to have like the 666, as they say. You have to have a six-pack. You have to have six-figure income, and then you have to have like a 6-inch what. That said, a lot of people may have 2 of the 6s and still be a great person, but it's not really the case for a lot of matches. And then vice versa, if you're a woman, you may be finding that a lot of the matches are just basically out for the quick minute and then go about their merry way. So it's like, it's not really worth the drama and the effort that you're experiencing at the time. And this has left you in a bit of a funk, which will carry over into the near future. So this is the Moon, and this is also clarified by the Six of Cups, if I can get my brain right. And then additionally, after that, is also clarified even further by the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So with all of that, that is a definite kind of feeling down in the dumps about the way the dating scene actually has been for you, which is one of the reasons why you're now quite guarded and very elusive in this market. And for you, what I can definitely feel, I can feel like you gave it a good effort. You wanted to get yourself stable. And then after that, once you got back into the dating scene, you just felt like it was full of a lot of people who were very manipulative, and they wanted something out of you. It was just one thing. It was either sex, it was either money, it was either, security, codependency. I need this person for cuffing season, but not for the long haul. And so once spring comes, that person's going to disappear, find some reason to dump you, and then carry about their hot girl summer or hot guy summer. So again, as I've explained it to a lot of people, we find that the dating scene is not really done to find a suitable partner. It's done to satisfy an urge. And in doing this, what people are finding is that they're not really getting anyone long-term. Everything's very quick, fast foody type of relationship. It feels good, but is it detrimental to your health? Absolutely. Is it nutritious? Is it a relationship that's going to satisfy your soul? Absolutely not. And so everyone's basically, turning the dating scene into one big fucking Mackey's, where they can just get a quick fix. Now, without that rant, we can carry on. We can go on to the Cupid card that you've received here. This is about big luck. And who knows? While it may seem that you're currently, going on the trajectory of this, what I do see kind of in the near future is that you might just actually strike it where you find someone when you're not looking. And that's what intuitively I'm getting here. We see here that oftentimes with this big luck, it almost gives me world card vibes. You have this big circular motion around the woman, and it seems like she's just, I guess, making it rain. I don't know what to really say. All these things, it looks like she's dropping a sack of potatoes, but if you look closer, they might actually be cones. So You know, that's something to think about. With that big luck, the lady luck being there, you might actually strike it big. And maybe this is going to be for your material prosperity. This could help out, to help you to get to the goals and ambitions that you want for your finances. And maybe you're saving up for a house. Maybe you're saving up for something that's really important to you, a big holiday, whatnot. But getting lucky, who knows, maybe you hit the lottery and then, you just not have to work again. That could be a very good thing, for you. So, or you might just find the person of your dreams, male or female, and you might be able to actually put the whole dating search to rest. So that could help out quite a bit. Now, when I did your oracle card reading, and this is for the Guides of the Hidden Realms oracle, I found 3 cards decided to just jump out and, kind of raid the scene. So I'm going to go through all 3 of them. This is listening to your ancestors, and this is about inherited patterns, traditions, integrated wisdom versus knowledge. So, deep down within your heart, that when you approach the dating scene, you have to kind of look for something more traditional. That's probably what you're looking for at the moment for this specific Pisces I'm reading for. And something that gives you a bit more sentimental value rather than something that's kind of like that fast food booty, as we call it. I would say that you're looking for something that's going to help you sustain your soul, sustain also a long-term relationship, something that's going for the long haul. And in this, you're looking towards the wisdom that you've accumulated over the years from all the things that you've done, the mistakes you've made, and also the things that you've wanted, the way you've matured and grown in your approach to dating and relationships. So in listening to the ancestors, you might be asking yourself at this point, you may even be asking the divine or people within your spirit realm, or your soul tribe even, that perhaps what you want to do is to get guidance on what to do next. Because if you're experiencing a lot of failures, what you want to do instead is look towards the people and the entities that can put you on the right path emotionally for your romantic life. Because of all the energy that I'm seeing in this actually came out and kind of elucidates what we're explaining here. So this is frozen for a time. So it's like non-action, slow down, not yet. So this is kind of the energy that you've been in. And I think this is the energy that you're going into with this 8 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 4 of Pentacles, which is where you're going to be for your outcome for this month. It's like, put the brakes on this. Maybe this isn't the right time for me to go looking. Long term, this could be a possibility, but right now I have more pressing matters to attend to. I don't necessarily want to throw all of my time and energy away to people who are not going to reciprocate my love. And this is something that needs to be spoken more into existence, with people in the dating scene these days. A lot of people have been hurt. The more access we give to people, especially through dating apps, the more we realize that we really don't like each other. It's pretty sad, but not every human being on this planet deserves your friendship or your relationship or even a roll in the hay. So kind of give that consideration. Just because you have greater access to people doesn't mean that it's actually going to be for the benefit of your prospects. We have finally the last card, the emergence of protection. And I guess that's kind of clarifying what I just said. Boundaries, self-preservation, trusting in divine protection. So all 3 of these coming out kind of tie in together to what I was just explaining to you. And I didn't really even give that conscious thought before reading that card. We live in an age where people want to remove boundaries. And these are boundaries that protect an individual's right to exist in a certain kind of space. So, for example, we always want people to open up and be liberal about things, which that can be okay in some ideas, being open-minded and to explore those, but it has to be done in an intellectual capacity where there's enough debate and dialogue for it, not just you have to accept me or you're a racist or this or that and all that shit. Like, I really don't like people who think in that manner, because that is very similar to, it's akin to people whose boundaries have been violated. You know, no one has to accept what people believe or think or say, and especially in the dating scene. You know, a lot of people, especially those people who have narcissistic tendencies, they will try to violate your boundaries by getting you to do something or coercing you into doing something. Anytime you have to be coerced into do something, it's probably not worth the effort of time anyway, or even probably the substance. And so with this protection, the emergence of protection, you're now realizing that, and you're saying to yourself, you know, you may go on a date, and I can use an example here. You know, I was chatting with one woman and on a date, and you know, we were getting on this, you know, on certain subjects that were a little bit more controversial, but you know, I gave my opinions. I'm a little bit more traditional in that regard, and I tried to back it with empirical evidence, and they weren't having any of it. They were just like, their eyes rolled in the back of their head, I assume, and they were just like, "How dare you?" They give you the "How dare you" face, and you know, I was just like, okay, this isn't going to work out. But I had my specific boundaries that I wanted to have for that. If a person wants to take you home and do nasty things with you, and you're not really quite ready to jump into that, you have the right to say, no, I'm not ready for this. I'm going to just exit this, you know, date and go home, do my own thing. There's no need for you to acquiesce to someone just because they want something. And that's oftentimes what people are taken advantage of, or even you know, a lot of people believe that if they give up the goods the first date or the second date or the third date, that they're going to secure the bag with this relationship, and that's absolutely not the case. So without ranting any more about that, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks so much, Pisces. This has been your reading for the month of February 2026. This is the Lemon of Tarot once again. I really appreciate your time and attention for these readings, and until next time, love and light. Bye now.